Hello and welcome to the Q podcast. I am here with my co-host Jake.
What's up?
And I am Brian. Welcome back, everybody, to listening to the Q.
Welcome.
Today's episode is a bonus episode.
Bonus Jonas.
Speaking of the Jonas,
Sorely missed at what we're about to talk about.
Yeah. What we're talking about today is the 67th Grammy Awards.
Not the Grammy that is like really old and cute, and you're like, oh, Grammy.
Ah, Grammy.
The darndest things you say.
Yeah.
Thanks for the cookies, Graham. No, we're talking about the award for the Gramophone Awards.
Oh, that's what it's for?
I mean, it's a picture of a gramophone.
Yeah, but I never knew that.
The Grammys, folks. We learn something new every day.
I never knew that the Grammy was short for gramophone.
It could not be.
Oh, so you're just making it up now?
Yeah, that's totally me.
Oh, okay.
Right on the fly.
Just making it up.
So
sure.
We're thinking of talking about our experience listening to the records that were nominated for Album of the Year this year. There were some good ones. There were some not so good ones. Also recapping the event itself that took place Sunday, February 2nd. Our reaction to it, we actually watched it live, commented, kept some details for the show, for your bonus Jonas show, and we'll have some fun in the meantime.
Yeah. So, what was your overall, experience like? Did you enjoy watching it?
I did. I thought it was cool, especially coming from someone who doesn't watch the Grammys all the time.
Yeah.
And hasn't watched Grammys in full, I think, since the pandemic.
I've never watched a Grammy in full ever.
Really?
No.
Just bits and pieces?
Just bits and pieces of highlights, and I was always curious about what won and everything. It's kind of like the Oscars. I really don't care about the Oscars.
Yeah.
The awards for the Grammys are cool and interesting because I listen to a lot of music and I try to get a taste for a bunch of stuff. So
and you're much more into films than I am.
But I'm really not at all.
Really?
I mean, I like movies and stuff, but
you wouldn't know a ton of the actors on for nominations for the Oscars?
I mean, I would, but I'm not a huge film guy.
Gotcha. So a bunch of them, you would know them, but you'd be like, oh, I didn't see that movie.
Oh yeah, every time.
Okay, cool.
Every year.
And I feel like a movie, an album could be 30 minutes. You could take a listen to an album a couple times in
True.
a day, but imagine trying to watch Titanic 3 times in the same day, and if that's up for a Grammy back then, or an Oscar back then, which I'm sure it was.
No,
whoever was in it.
I think it won, right?
I'm sure it did.
90s,
I don't watch
97,
any
98?
movies at all. You know me.
Well, you're not trying to get an EGOT?
No, I don't know what that is.
An EGOT? You don't know what an EGOT is?
No.
Wait. Yeah, it's EGOT, right?
I wouldn't know. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I think an EGOT is an acronym for all the awards. If a person gets an EGOT, that means that they won a Tony,
Grammy,
a Grammy, an Oscar. What's the E?
An Emmy?
Yes.
Okay.
An Emmy, a Golden Globe, an Oscar, and
a
Tony Award.
Okay.
That's an EGOT winner. Yes.
Well, whoever's got EGOTs out there, you're pretty talented.
Out.
Yeah, shout out.
Shout out.
Either way, I liked watching it. It was a new experience, and I feel like this is something that I'm going to look forward to watching every year, but also kind of roasting at the same time.
Oh, yeah. There's plenty to roast.
I've got some thoughts.
I got a notebook right here, my friend.
We're ready to dive
While
in.
we were watching, I was taking many notes.
Yeah.
There were, I would love to start this off.
Okay. This is unprompted. I have no idea what he's going to say.
I mentioned this before in terms of, hey, am I allowed to say this?
Yeah.
What the is Jaden Smith doing?
Okay. Dude, literally,
what was that?
I needed someone to bring that up. Whether it was going to be you or me, we needed to talk about it.
It looked like he took a dollhouse, cut the front of it off, and was like, yeah, I'll wear this on my head. What?
I don't know, man. It kind of worked.
It worked in what way?
No, I don't think it worked at all. I think it was a choice and a half.
I'd say it was a choice in 3/4.
I'd go with a choice in 5/6.
I'd go with 2 choices.
Yeah, 2 choices for Jaden Smith. One of them, the suit, probably worked out. The other one, Castlehead, didn't really work out. looked like I was playing like Dead by Daylight or something. Jaden Smith's coming to kill me.
It looked like one of those big like helmets that you would wear on like Elden Ring or something like that.
yeah, just like the customizable helmets that you're like nobody has any business wearing.
Yeah. Cool. It's a castle.
But I did enjoy
artists, man.
Yeah, they're just crazy, man. But in a good way. They give us good music. My favorite part about the Grammys, I felt like yesterday, were the performances.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the energy that a lot of the nominees and also surprise guests, people that weren't nominated, were bringing the heat. They were bringing the fire. Most of the performances I saw were pretty awesome. Like not even like mid, I thought
there was a mid.
There was definitely a mid in there, but for a majority of them, I was walking away being like, "Oh man, I need to listen to more of them because I don't, and I can just tell that I'm missing out."
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, the performances were awesome. I mean, expected.
Right.
Because they're
You're
performing
there.
at the Grammys.
You're at the Grammys.
You're probably gonna be pretty
Kill
good
it.
if you're not nominated, which I believe most of the performances were nominations, correct?
I believe so.
For
yeah.
something.
And later we'll talk about some of the performances that were not nominated for a Grammy. But first, I want to start talking about our experience listening to some of the records that were nominated for Album of the Year this year.
Let's do it.
I want to start off with one in particular, Cowboy Carter. I have no idea how you thought about it. I feel like we haven't talked about it yet. I can't get with it.
Really?
I can't get with it. And I love Beyonce. I do. I really do. Something about Cowboy Carter didn't sit right. And I don't mean it from like a perspective of it being genuine. I mean it as a perspective of it like just trying to do way too much.
Well, I mean, artists like her, like, where's the ceiling? She is Beyonce. So where do you go when you do 1,000 killer albums and have the career that she's had? She's branching out. She's trying something new.
Totally.
Which I mean, and it's kind of funny. They say it like in a little interlude sort of thing in the album. It's like, what is genre? And they're like, who cares? And like, just do whatever you want. Make the music. And then like, here she is.
I don't know, man. I think like we know it's Beyonce, right?
Okay.
Like
so you're saying if that album was Cowboy Carter by, Sally Jane or whoever, that's not a real person. I'm just making up a name.
Yeah.
So if you're saying if the name Beyonce wasn't tacked onto it, would it be as special?
No.
Okay.
I think that's what I'm trying to say. I think
that's obvious. I mean, it is Beyonce.
I think what I'm trying to say is the level of musicianship I feel like that I come to expect from a Beyonce record, or like the thumping beats and like you're saying something valid in saying that she's trying something new. Mm-hmm. I guess what I'm trying to say is that something new feels like a step backwards.
Really? Okay.
And didn't feel like I completely agree. Do whatever the hell you want, right? You're Beyonce.
Yeah.
You can sing a cover of the Beatles' Blackbird as like the second or third song on the album.
I think it was the second, yeah.
But like, I'm not a fan of that. I don't know what that choice is. If it is just a choice, just like I can do whatever the hell I want and it's just because, sure, I guess.
I mean,
but am I going to sit there and be like, amazing, genius? Like, no. Like, I when I go through an album, I really think about the sequencing of things. Mm-hmm. And like we talked about with Thriller, like, where do you put The Girl Is Mine, right? Like, where
at the top.
Not to hash that old feud back, but like, what is that cover? It just didn't. That didn't make sense. I applaud the effort, and like Texas Hold'em either. Just not my vibe.
I thought maybe you didn't like it because it was mainstream.
Mainstream? No,
I enjoyed it.
All of these records are mainstream. I enjoyed,
I suppose,
about half of them.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, you said that it doesn't have like the bump in. Like there was definitely some bumps in there for sure.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. They had like nice little interludes with Willie Nelson and Dolly Parton in there. That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
Miley was on it. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, and you love like the cast, like the cast of characters. You know what I mean? And
I don't know. I thought I enjoyed it. I listened to it and I enjoyed it.
I gotcha.
And like everything that she touches is just kind of like gold because she is Beyonce. But like her voice is like butter.
Beyonce. You touch it all.
So
it's gold.
I thought it was nice.
Do you have one on this list that you have something to say about?
Well, I mean, I have something to say about New Blue Sun, Andre 3000.
All right, let me have it.
Now, I was confused as to why this was nominated because I think it came out in 2023.
Okay.
Right?
I think so.
Or either that or it was really, really, really early 2024.
Right.
Because when it was on 2023, New Blue Sun.
Yeah.
Before it came out, there was a lot of hype. They were like, yo, Andre 3000's coming out with a new album. And I said, let's go.
Right.
I was psyched. Okay. Because Andre hasn't put out anything in so long.
Totally.
And I love his voice.
Yeah.
I love his flow.
Yeah.
He has such a unique
for sure
sounding voice.
For sure.
And Outkast rocks. Like it was so I was so hyped. I was so excited.
You're like,
when
no
the
way.
album dropped and I was like, what the is this?
Yeah.
I was so confused.
Flute record, everybody.
And like I'll tell you. Okay? I am a avid listener of Native American style flute music.
I can absolutely vouch for everything that Brian is saying right now as rooming with this man for 5 years of our college career.
Yes.
I've
Jake
heard
and I
many
lived
of flute
together
music.
for 5 years, and I played that flute music a lot to the point where it would come up on my Spotify Wrapped quite a few times.
As like all 3 out of 5 top songs.
Right, because a lot of times
every year.
I would put it on like going to sleep or whatever,
Right.
so it would play for
It just
8
plays
hours
every day.
Yeah, exactly. It's calming. It's
Right.
relaxing. I like it.
Yeah,
That
no
being
judge.
said, those adjectives still apply to New Blue Sun.
Okay.
Calming, relaxing.
Yeah.
It sounds nice, but I didn't want it coming from Andre 3000. I just didn't. Like, I was so disappointed.
Whoa.
And so when that came out and the disappointment was there, it only resurfaced
Right.
when it was like album of the year nomination, Andre 3000. I said,
And you're like,
what? Who? Oh, why?
No way.
Why? Did people enjoy it that much? Or is it just because it's Andre 3000? I don't know. But
Right.
in any case, I was confused.
I don't blame you.
To say the least, I was
I don't blame you.
confused.
I remember listening to this for the first time, just like on the couch, like, oh, let me give this a go. I think it came out in like November, so it was like cold, and
Yeah.
I was like, all right, like Andre 3000 flute album, let's give it a go. And then like 20 minutes later, I feel like I'm watching myself zone out on the couch, like drooling, like, like no way am I,
Yeah.
is this album keeping my attention for
it's-
longer than 17 minutes?
No. It sounded like something that you would hear in the background of a spa.
Yes.
Which, if he's going for that relaxation vibe, power to you.
And hey, getting nominated for a Grammy is not anything to snuff at.
No.
It must have been a hell of a flute album for a lot of people out there
I'd say so.
to be nominated for album of the year.
Right.
That's a
and
lot.
like, hey, they kept mentioning it 1,000 times. 13,000 voters. Bop, 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 bop,
Right.
Whoever those people are.
The Academy.
Yeah.
Thanks, Academy.
So, whatever.
Now, looking at this list of, 8 albums that were nominated for Record of the Year, if I were to pick one that I had the best time listening to,
Yeah.
I'd actually have to give it a tie. I'd have to give it a tie between Sabrina Carpenter's Short and Sweet and Chappell Rowan's The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess. And one of them definitely ekes out another in my book.
Mine as well.
But I think in terms of both of them, and again, Chapel Roan was one of those albums that came out in 2023, not 2024. Sabrina Carpenter, I think, came out while I was on my honeymoon, so I had to wait until I came back to listen to that. I was also like only listening to the Mag Bay at that time, so
right.
literally wasn't listening to anybody anything else. But short and sweet, like if you look at that track list, right, you've got Taste. I think that's like the best Sabrina Carpenter song, in my humble opinion. You've got Please, Please, Please. You've got Espresso. You've got Juno. Holy crap. Wait, hold on. Am I looking at this right? Espresso almost has 2 billion plays?
Yeah, dude. It was the most streamed song of 2024. 1,800,000. Yeah,
no, 1,896,000,000.
Oh my God, yeah, I didn't see that.
50,650.
Oh my God, I didn't see that extra comma.
Hold on, we have to stop and talk about this. Do you remember when Gangnam Style reached 1 billion views?
On
How
YouTube.
long that took?
Yeah, on YouTube.
Espresso has 2 billion, and that song came out what? Last
June,
summer or the
May?
summer
No,
before?
Yeah, it came out in like April or May.
That's insane.
Well, how long did Gangnam Style? Which, by the way, why wasn't Psy at the Grammys?
Yeah, where's Psy?
Where's he at?
Get Psy at the Grammys. Hold on.
Well, how long did that take for Gangnam Style to whoop? Whoop.
I have no idea. I'm gonna see.
I'll just vamp until you do that. Sexy lady.
It.
Whoop.
Oh no! Wait. I guess I'm not. So it took Psy's Gangnam Style only 159 days to reach 1 billion.
Oh.
Which was from July 15th to December 21st. But just think about that, right? That's 160 days. Mm-hmm. Espresso has been out probably for just about like 50% more than that.
Yeah.
And it's got 2 billion views. So it still is it should be on a higher trajectory or a faster trajectory. That's insane.
Isn't that sweet? I guess
So that just goes to show that album's good. But also the Chaperone, she is just amazing, man. Her performance at the Grammys yesterday,
the Pink Pony Club was amazing.
Pink Pony Club absolutely blew every other performance, maybe besides Doechie's, out of the water.
Yeah, Doechii killed it. Honestly, like speaking of Chaperone versus Sabrina, the performances that they did, no contest.
No questions
I didn't really
asked.
like Sabrina's like weird slapstick. Tell me you were a Disney star, but without telling me you were a Disney star before you did all your music like that. Like it was too like slapsticky and and
I get it, like
cute, funny.
You're trying to stand out a little bit, and
Yeah,
I
she's doing her
get
thing.
some of the gaffes or some of the tricks.
Yeah.
Like I liked when the set like fell apart. That's something that was like kind of charming. But
Yeah.
like the dancers like stepping on each other, like I didn't think, or like getting hit in the face, like
Yeah. I was
don't
am I
know.
watching like hokey musical theater or am I watching the Grammys?
Totally.
But Pink Pony Club, the only negative thing I have to say is that I don't really like clowns. Clowns kind of creep me out. But besides the clowns, the performance was crazy.
I'm gonna
and she
agree with
sounded
you.
amazing.
I'm gonna agree with you with the clowns.
She sounded fantastic.
But again, look at this track list too with Rise and Fall. Femininomenon is all over
what?
the place. A what?
A feminine nominal.
Papa John. Like Casual. Casual is a great song. Hot to Go is everywhere. That's got 500 million views. And Pink Pony Club has less than Hot to Go. How about that? That's crazy.
Yeah.
All of those songs are great songs. And, Chapel just absolutely killed it with that performance yesterday.
that
and
was
killed it with
awesome.
her acceptance speech, which we'll get to in a sec.
Spoiler.
Spoiler.
All right.
Why don't we talk about some of the categories that we saw in yesterday's Grammys? Comment when we feel like it, maybe not if we don't give a crap. Let's start with the Best Rap Album Award, nominated and won by Doechii for her album Alligator Bites Don't Heal. What'd you think?
I thought it was awesome.
Me too.
Yeah, it was heat.
So many good songs on that record.
It was really, really good.
I'm a huge fan of Nissan Altima. I'm a huge fan of Denial is a River, which, by the way, great music video if you haven't seen that. A little inconsistent here and there, I feel like. But overall, she's such a rising star, picked up by Top Dog Entertainment. So she's definitely going to get a lot of recognition. And after her performance yesterday, she slayed.
Yeah, the performance was crazy. I really liked the airport treadmill that they had on the stage.
Yeah, how about that?
That was kind of cool. The choreography in that was insane.
They were absolutely killing that that airport escalator thing right there.
Escalators.
Eels.
Yeah, she killed that. That was
Oh yeah, Bullfrog's a really good song too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a great album, and I think she said that she was like the third woman to win Best Rap Album of all time, which is awesome.
Cardi B, her, and somebody else.
Yeah,
I remember her saying.
I can't remember.
It's okay.
Given to her by Cardi herself too. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, it's all about Doechii. How about Best Pop Vocal Album, won by Sabrina Carpenter for Short and Sweet? Yeah, completely not what I would have picked.
No.
I think it's safe to say that that's Chaperone.
Give it a chapel.
But again, like I said, I already gave Short and Sweet the credit it deserved. I'm a fan of the album, but I think when it comes down to it, Chapel's got those chops a little bit more.
Yeah. Best Country Album was won by Cowboy Carter.
All right.
We already said you already what?
I have something else to say about
okay.
Cowboy Carter, actually.
Going up against huge names in the country scene.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am not a country music fan. If you're going to be a faithful listener on the queue, you might have to wait every now and then for a real deep dive into a country record. We'll do our best, but Brian and I are not huge fans. Would you say so?
I mean, there's some, like, it grows on me here and there, but I don't seek it out as often as others
Not
might.
as much as we are for, like, 80s music or,
Right.
or yacht rock or something like that. Like our bread and butter.
Right.
But let me tell you something, okay? Let me tell you something. Being married is something that gives you different experiences.
Okay.
My wife and
My
wife's family love country music. My wife lesser to an extent.
Yeehaw.
She's more of like a pop person. Loves Pink Pony Club. But my sister-in-law, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, all are the biggest country music people ever. And in that, the cross between pop and country came this year with F1 Trillion by Post Malone. And I'm going to say it. That was the most stomachable, enjoyable... Stomachable, because I don't enjoy the genre that much.
Fair.
But listening to that record didn't make me feel bad.
No, I liked it. I posted a great job with that album.
So I'm even kind of upset about the Best Country Album award, and I don't really even listen to country.
Well, Post Malone was on. He was featured in the Cowboy Carter album, so I don't know if that helps you.
Not what I would have picked.
Well, what are you going to do?
Best New Artist, Chaperone, completely agree.
Well deserved. And what a speech that she gave, too. She was like, hey, can you guys pay us, please? That was kind of
my
cool.
God. And the healthcare?
Yeah.
Please.
And what was, I think, extra powerful is that while she was speaking, she put her Grammy down.
On the floor.
And I forgot
to read her notebook.
Yeah. I forgot who it was, but somebody who was on the stage, like, when she put it down on the floor, they did
like went to grab it?
No. Somebody on when saw her put it down and she went like kind of face.
Wow.
Like a okay kind of face.
Yeah, no, she's queen. She's killing it, and she's fighting the good fight, and calling out the labels like that, like we got you,
Right?
You got us. Was
Yeah,
that her? That was her.
That
right?
was her. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Completely fair game,
For
and
sure.
should be said.
And I think what is it like? Each stream, the artist gets
Point
like point like
zero
0.0000001
yeah,
cent.
3 cents or something like that. Crazy.
Like no, like a fraction of a cent, correct?
Yeah, but like, I think it's like point. I don't know. It might have changed from like the last time I checked.
Okay, I need to know because
let's
personally,
guess.
I would like to do the math on like how much revenue Sabrina Carpenter got on Espresso just from that.
Okay.
Let's check it out.
All right.
Let's go ahead and Google it.
So you're finding out how much money it takes for one stream for an artist, right? How much money do they get from one stream on Spotify? Now, that is quite literally the biggest thing for downloading music, right? When people talk about like having files locally, it's because of this, right? Like the ethics of streaming music, the quality could be there if you're on like the Apple Music side. The convenience is there no matter what streaming service you use, but the ethics might not be there. And we're seeing the figure now. It is 0.003 cents.
Wow.
So that is a fraction of a cent. It's a third of a cent. No, 0.3 of a cent, which is insane.
That's zero money.
Yeah.
That's almost negative money.
So take that value and multiply by that.
Read me that number.
1896050650.
Okay.
All right.
Here we go.
Let's
so
see it.
just from espresso.
Just from espresso.
That is $5 million. It's about $5.7 million.
$5 million.
Would you have to check my work?
No, I just want to read it. $5,688,151.95 from one song.
One song.
One song.
Yeah. So with a lot of labels, I'm sure. I mean, I don't know the ins and outs about record labels and contracts and whatnot, but in today's music scene, I'm sure a lot of streaming is kind of surrounding all that stuff. So, yeah.
Think about Psy. He made so much money off that song.
Yeah.
Best pop duo performance: Bruno and Gaga. Die with a Smile.
For Fat, Juicy, and Wet.
That's not the song. That's not the song.
Oh my God! What a pivot is What is Bruno doing? That song...
read that he's like trying to. Do you know about this? That he's like actually in like millions of dollars of gambling debt.
Oh yeah, that's why he's in Vegas like every 10 seconds.
Yeah, so like I just have this feeling
it's like
that,
Elvis in the 70s. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like kind of courted already by people.
Fat,
like he's
juicy,
got his
wet.
schedule already. He has no say in anything he does anymore for the rest of his life.
The loan sharks
he's
have
indebted.
taken over. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Squid Game, but like not.
Bruno Mars game.
Yeah, the Bruno Mars game.
Well, I mean the Gaga.
Yes,
I
would watch
the
the Gaga
very
games.
good.
I
And
would watch that show.
the
so
Gaga
much.
games. Oh my God, that'd be
the Bruno
crazy.
Mars games.
Well, the performance that they did of
Amazing.
California Dreamin' was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was.
That was really
enjoy
nice.
that.
And I don't know what it was from. The music video that they played for Lady Gaga. Is it like a new album that's coming out? It was like her in like this weird red mushroom hat or whatever.
Oh yeah,
That
Mayhem
song-
is coming out.
That's a new album that's coming out?
You could find that if you watched or saw the news section on the QMusicReviews.com.
Very nice. Nice plug.
Thanks.
Yeah, that song was awesome. So I'm looking forward to the new Gaga album if that's what it's going to taste like.
Yeah, I think
You know
it's
what I mean?
March 7th or something that it's coming out, so it should
damn soon.
only
Okay.
yeah,
There
it
we
should
go.
be in about a month.
Hell yeah.
Best Latin pop album, I don't know, Las Mujeres?
I think it's Mujeres. I didn't write down the full name, but for the
Shakira.
it is right.
Shakira, by the way, another performance that was just absolutely amazing. She is
Las mujeres ya no
lloran.
Lloran.
Yes. I think if my maybe 5 years of Spanish is serving me right, I think that might say
The women something something something.
the women are not talking.
And let's see
The
if
women are not named.
let's see if Jake's elementary Spanish is correct. I'm gonna go ahead and toss it in a little.
I also went to
Google.
Barcelona for my honeymoon. So
Oh, so he knows
It's-
everything about Spanish.
no, I'm
culture,
saying
folks.
if I'm wrong, I'm gonna feel really bad about myself.
Oh,
Translate.
well, she's from Colombia anyway, so your trip to Barcelona ain't gonna help you. Okay,
Okay.
pal.
Well, that's true, but I could be right here. We're just gonna see.
Well, there's a lot of languages to choose from.
Somali.
No, it's Espanol. Okay, women don't cry anymore.
Okay, totally wrong.
What'd you say? The women are not talking.
Women are not talking.
The women are not talking.
Would be a really bad album name, especially for Shakira. But
This is a much better.
you can roast me in the comments.
Women don't cry anymore.
Women don't cry anymore, which is much more uplifting. They shouldn't because they're queens, and especially Shakira winning this Grammy.
Oh yeah, 48 years old and she's still dancing like crazy. Wow.
Now, yeah, that performance was just crazy.
Yeah.
So good.
Her hips didn't lie a single time.
Not at all. Now, the arguably the biggest award of the night that I actually want to get to before we get to the rest is Album of the Year, and that was won by Miss Beyonce, Cowboy Carter. I don't really have anything else to say other than I felt like it should have been something else. But
I wrote down before the Grammy started. I wrote down my predictions for best album, and I knew it was going to.
But we were both correct in predicting that it was going to be Beyonce. So we kind of saw it coming. And hats off, of course, cowboy hats off, to Cowboy Carter.
Yeah.
But time for the real statement. What I think we can end our recap basically about this song. Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. I tried to tell y'all in the best of 2024 that he was coming for the Grammys, right? Did I not mention that? Maybe I didn't.
I maybe you did.
Maybe I did. Check me. But Kendrick Lamar is he's on his 12th victory lap in a row.
Yeah.
And I can't for the life of me figure out when it's going to end.
Well, he's gonna continue at the Super Bowl halftime show. Folks,
Oh yeah,
so.
that'll be his 13th victory lap since May.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you saw, but the crowd was so into that song too.
No, yeah, I was thinking the whole time when he was on stage, I was like, is Drake at the Grammys?
No,
I didn't think
no
so.
way.
Because the whole crowd when he was walking up, the whole crowd was like A minor.
Yes,
everybody was singing along with it. So I was like, if he's there, that's gotta sting.
Yeah,
but I don't think he went.
A total beatdown, a moment in music history.
Oh yeah,
like I said last time, that we are recognizing in real time. We're seeing it happen right in front of us. Kendrick Lamar is taking the mantle as the artist to watch.
Yeah, and I was always a big fan. I listened to Damn front and back so many times in college. So many times.
Good Kid.
Yeah.
Pimp a Butterfly.
Fantastic.
Mr. Morale. They're all so good in their own way.
But now I did have a question that I was hoping that maybe you could help me out with. So,
sure.
Record of the Year, Not Like Us. Song of the Year, Not Like Us.
Yes.
What the hell's the difference?
From my understanding, Song of the Year has something more to do with the people that get into the songwriting and the songwriting itself.
This is record?
No, song.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. And the Record of the Year has more to do with the actual recording of that song.
Mustard.
I mean, I could be wrong, so let me know if I'm wrong. But
sound off in the comments if Jake is wrong.
Yeah, sound off if we have no idea what we're talking about.
Very possible.
Which could totally be the case. But thanks for listening anyway.
Yeah.
That I think is the difference, but not like us. Record of the year, song of the year, rap song of the year, music video of the year, and there was something else.
Yeah, he walked out with 5, right?
He walked out with 5 Grammys. Not Like Us won all 5 Grammys it was nominated for.
Wow.
There's no other word to say but wow.
Yeah. And I think that is a perfect segue into the next thing I would like to talk about is, hey, did you notice that?
Did you notice that?
So Jake and I are going to discuss a couple of things that we noticed while watching the Grammys live. Now, we watched it live together, but we didn't specify or shout out things that we noticed because we wanted to talk about it here with you guys. So one thing that I would like to bring up in terms of, hey, what did I notice?
What'd you notice, Brian?
One of the things that I noticed
Hit me.
when
Me.
Kendrick, I'm gonna hit you. Hold on. When Kendrick was on the stage for his acceptance speech of Song of the Year, I was curious, and maybe you caught it. In his acceptance speech, he was saying like, respect the art form, and he called out somebody in particular, and I couldn't catch who it was. It was quick. He mentioned somebody by name. He's like, all these new people out here, blah, blah, blah. All I have to say is respect the art form. So is he beefing with somebody else now? Who was that?
Oh, I have I didn't hear that at all.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, like, who that was or who he called out, essentially. And I was curious if that is going to, spark any sort of,
outrage
new song.
or beef.
New song. Like,
no.
I would like to know, and maybe if there was a response to his statement like that.
He called out like some of the artists, like West Coast artists.
Yeah,
like
yeah. Well, he was saying like shout outs to those people.
Yeah, like Schoolboy Q, J Rock, and Absol, like those guys. I think he shouted out, but I didn't hear anything. Oh man, that's
well, we could play
crazy.
it right here. Let's see. At the end of the day, nothing is more powerful than rap music. I don't care what it is. We are the culture. Respect the art form.
Oh yeah, and tell the young artists, like my man points out, I just hope you respect our fam.
Oh, I misunderstood.
I saw a respect the art form, get you where you need to go, salute, I appreciate y'all, love y'all.
Wait, so did he say like my man points out? Like that's a person? Points out a person?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I guess so.
Or did he say like one of his friends were pointing something out?
I don't know. I don't know. But you got to respect the fan.
Yeah, for sure.
You can't not respect the fan.
Respect the art form.
Respect the fan.
So that was just something that I noticed that I wanted to bring up. I wasn't sure if you caught it, but
yeah.
What else you got? Did you notice anything interesting?
Did you notice what was written on the billboard of Chaperon's set for Pink Pony Club?
Did it say Pink Pony?
No.
No, I did not. What did it say?
It said something along the lines of, my drink is karma.
Oh, yes, I did see that.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Because I don't know.
I guess maybe sound off in the comments if you
Sound
know what
off,
that
people,
means.
If you know what that means, my drink is karma.
Maybe
I could not be a real Pink Pony Club member by not knowing that. But.
Maybe it had something to do with something else on the album that we didn't catch either. It has to have some sort of relation.
It must.
Anyway. Hey, did you notice Will Smith?
I did notice Will Smith. Did you notice Chris Rock?
No, he wasn't there.
No, he wasn't there.
Yeah, when I saw him there, like the camera cut to him towards the beginning when somebody was talking, and I was just like, "Oh, he's there! Oh no! Watch out!
What are you doing?"
Yeah, he's gonna hit somebody. Everybody, watch out! Be careful.
Yeah.
Showing Will Smith, I was like, "Oh, that's a choice."
Oh yeah.
Well,
you gotta be hoping that people forgot.
That was that 2-3 years ago at this point?
That
2 years
was
ago?
in either late 2021 or early 2022.
Oh my God, it's been that long
If it
already?
was at the Grammys,
No, it was at the Oscars.
it was at the Oscars.
Yeah.
And the Oscars is usually in like April, right?
I don't know. We just talked about this before. We don't pay attention.
Yeah, we don't watch the Oscars. I think it was in like March or April because I was still living somewhere differently at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like remember being like not where I currently live when that happened.
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock got absolutely rocked. Did you notice Trevor Noah?
What about him?
What do you think?
What do I think about Trevor Noah?
What do you think about him?
I like his stand-up, and his Daily Show stuff is pretty funny. I didn't think he was the greatest host, though. It was a little flat.
Did you notice him calling out the corporations that had donated to like the fire relief stuff?
Well, so I heard him say, like, Coca-Cola. And
Yeah. That didn't give me the right vibe.
I think he was just reading off a list.
Yeah.
Like, somebody handed to him off camera, like, a bunch of times, like, an updated list.
Yeah.
Well, like, based on what he says on the Daily Show and stuff like that, it didn't really seem like he wanted to.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
Well, I mean, duh. Somebody was just like, hey, read this. We pay you. Read this.
I think
So that's probably why he was
think-
like, thank you to these people. Okay, next up.
I think what I'm trying to say here is Trevor Noah seems to have a moral compass from what I've seen from him, like on TV. And the Grammys seemed like he had kind of compromised on that a little bit, especially in that moment. And especially in the moment after Chaperone came up and said what she needed to say and kind of looked up at those boxes and were like labels, like, we got you.
Yeah.
That like he came back on stage and was visibly uncomfortable.
Really?
Yeah, I noticed that he kind of wanted to like support her.
Oh, to like comment on. Well, he said like, oh
But
yeah,
then he
powerful
was like,
stuff.
"Oh yeah, powerful stuff." Like, I gotta agree. But then it turned it right back to the fire stuff, and of course, the fire stuff. Like in LA, that was really important. But the Chaperone thing, and then him coming back after that, and just looking visibly weird.
Well, I mean, as the host, he probably can't, get into it out of fear of some sort of backlash from somebody. It's just the way that it is. What are you gonna do? Did you notice Cardi B's veneers?
No.
I mean, I could be off, but when she came out on stage for Best Rap Album, I was like, Cardi? she looked different.
Cardi.
She looked a little bit different, and I think it was the veneers. I think she's got some new chompers.
Chomps.
She's got some new chompers on them.
Hey, she is so talented in herself, though, that
Oh yeah,
she could have those chompers.
she could have like Bugs Bunny teeth if she wanted to. Who cares?
Oh, yeah.
She killed it.
Did you notice?
Oh God, your face. Where are you going with this?
Did you notice Miss Queen Cynthia? Damn. I think, okay, you absolutely just killed that, number one. That was insane. That's better than like any person I've ever heard do that besides Cynthia. And number two, that might have been the best vocal performance I've ever seen in the last like 5 to 7 years.
Speaking of EGOT, I think that might be the future for her.
Absolutely breathtaking. And I feel bad that I fell asleep during Wicked.
What?
I fell asleep during Wicked. I literally woke up at like the fly. Everyone deserves a chance to fly.
Oh, what a way to wake! What a thing to
I
wake
literally
up
am
to.
like,
what?
what? Yeah. So
Whatever.
anyway, Miss Cynthia, you killed it.
Yeah, and shout out to again Quincy Jones. We talked in great detail. Check out episode
Big
1
Q.
Thriller if you haven't already. Yeah, everybody was given praise to the late great Quincy Jones,
Including
and-
Chris Rock. Oh no, I mean Will Smith. Not Chris Rock. Chris Rock got smacked. Will Smith did the praising of Quincy Jones.
Chris Rock wasn't there.
I know. I just mixed them up because one slapped the other.
Right. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That was really nice. And speaking of that, did you notice Janelle Monáe? The moonwalk that
I
she
totally
did?
forgot. Yes. Oh my God. So I remember saying that to you in like live, being like, oh my God, that she just killed that moonwalk.
Yeah.
Now, from your point of view, is that a shoe thing or is that a talent thing?
What do you mean is there a shoe thing?
Like,
Is
are
it,
there
is it
certain
like
shoes that like
that
are
give you the ability to moonwalk?
Yeah.
No.
Are you sure?
I mean, if you have like
I don't think you're sure.
if you have shoes that are super super sticky, it's not going to flow as good. But it's all in the leg movement. Trust me, I know not super well, but I know
here we
how
go,
to
folks.
moonwalk because I watched a bunch of YouTube videos like
He
decades
taught
ago.
himself, folks.
No, I watched a bunch of YouTube videos to do it, and I am pretty confident in my ability to moonwalk.
No, it's actually pretty good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I will say that it's mostly in your leg movement, and the illusion has to do with how you pop and lock those legs. However, if you have sticky rubber shoes or the
If
rubber
you have sticky
soles,
legs,
yeah, that too.
you're
then
not gonna moonwalk.
The moonwalk's not going to be that good, but she did have the shoes for it, I believe. But killed it with the sequence and everything. Great. It was honestly a great tribute to Quincy Jones and King of Pop, Mr. Michael Jackson.
This has been quite the bonus episode for you, bonus Jonas. The Grammys were a lot of fun. Anything else we missed that you want to wrap up with?
A huge shout out to the Queen herself, Queen Latifah, for being there. That was fun.
Oh,
and
yeah.
for bringing out the other Queen, Alicia Keys.
Oh, and shout out to The Weeknd, bro.
Yeah, wearing a parka.
Yeah.
He was probably burning up.
And I think he was like talking about how he like his voice went at the Grammys a few years ago, and that made him like super anxious and stuff. So good to see him there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Alicia Keys is a 17 Grammy Award winner
Insane.
in her career, and I wanna see that Broadway show that has her music like that she did with Hell's Kitchen.
Hell's Kitchen, yes.
Yeah, I want to see that. It looks pretty good.
Nice.
But yeah, shout out to Alicia Keys. If you're listening, Alicia, we'd love to have you on the pod.
Oh yeah.
Come on down.
Come right on,
Alicia,
right on the queue.
Send us an email at theqmusicreviews@gmail.com.
You will be the first person to email us.
Absolutely. We would love to have you as a guest on the pod, Alicia. Honestly, anybody that we mentioned before.
Email us at.
Yeah, if you guys want to, comment down below if you want to be a guest. I'm talking Chappell Roan, Sabrina Carpenter, Doechii, Kendrick, and Beyonce. Anybody who wants to be a guest on the queue.
Please, Kendrick.
You're more than welcome to come on down. We'd love to have you.
With that being said, I want to recap just quickly 2 records that did come out in 2025 that I should mention are reviewed on the QMusicReviews.com as of now, scored and written about The Weather Station's Humanhood and Bad Bunny, Debí tirar más fotos. Brian, did you like the Weather Station album?
I did. It was very, very calming,
Mellow.
very mellow yellow.
Mellow yellow.
It was good. It's kind of like here, you know what? Like we did last time, looking up like the 3 subgenres, right?
Oh yeah.
I feel like that was a good way to give the people a little bit of a taste of what they might expect. It was very, very mellow, very calming. I enjoyed it.
And it actually has a lot of detail in there. If you take a second and like really throw on some good headphones, you'll find that there is a lot to dig up. It's in that like art pop, art rock, jazz rock kind of world, right? Where it is definitely poppy, and you can find the pop music structure in the songs, but most of the songs are taken by large improvisational pieces by flutes and trumpets and saxophones and all these different types of orchestral instruments, strings. It's nice.
Yeah, and some of the descriptors on our lovely rateyourmusic.com website that we love so much said that definitely speak out as lonely and atmospheric.
Ethereal and lush and sentimental and melodic.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree.
Yeah, good stuff on that one.
And to wrap it all up, the Bad Bunny record. Oh my Lord.
Banger.
Bad Bunny. I am
Benito.
a new Bad Bunny listener as I communicated to you via the review, I was absolutely floored by this album. I saw reggaeton and was like, nope, not gonna like it. But then I saw the secondary genres like plena and bomba and jabara, which are like these local like countryside kind of native music genres to the different parts of Puerto Rico, and it's beautiful to hear all of those have a spot in such a mainstream record nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
That still has like the sexy Bad Bunny lyrics and all, right?
yeah.
Like
Oh,
he's
yeah.
still here to like come and, you know, be the center of attention. But he's also playing it close to the chest and like showing how much he loves his, you know, Puerto Rico and all that.
Absolutely. So to wrap it up, as per tradition for the Q Music Review, do you have anything you'd like to recommend to the good people that are listening to us today?
Of course I do. And one album that I have had on absolute repeat this year is Emergency on Planet Earth by Jamiroquai. Thank you, Cynthia. It was an amazing record. I got into this, I think, because I tried looking up Joe Ditchy, but like didn't. I think I found like Jamiroquai instead. And
Joe Ditchy, what the hell is that?
Joe Ditchy, I think, is like an 80s artist. I could be wrong on that too, but I came across Jamiroquai and was like, oh, this is so good. It's funk music, which is one of my favorite genres out there.
Jazz funk.
Yeah, jazz funk, acid jazz. Like, I wouldn't necessarily count it as acid jazz. I feel like that's more like George Duke, 1996 kind of stuff. But Jamiroquai, Emergency on Planet Earth, 1993, amazing record.
Oh yeah, and you sent it to me recently, and I've heard some Jamiroquai stuff, but I didn't hear this album.
Yeah.
And
Like Virtual Insanity's huge.
Yes. And yeah, I was dancing like crazy to it.
So
and
good.
The similarities in terms of his voice and a lot of stuff very similar to Stevie Wonder. And shout out to him at the Grammys as well.
Stevie.
So something that I would like to recommend to all y'all is something very, very good. New disco house, deep house. Is
Rosine.
Never know how to pronounce that. Rosine Murphy, 2020 album Rosine Machine. Ooh yeah. Very hypnotic, very like clubby. Like you could just go nuts in the club to that.
You've got to dance
For your life.
Yes.
It's really, really, really good stuff. So if you're into that kind of like house, it's not like French house, but kind of has that kind of vibe to it. Repetitive, but like not drone. It's just like if you were to watch a movie that had a club scene in it, this could be in the background of it.
And I don't know if you know this, but after this, I think in 2023, Rosine Murphy teamed up with DJ Cozy.
Ooh!
Yeah, and DJ Cozy's coming out with an album this year as well, I think in April. So very excited for that.
Music on My Teeth.
Music on My Teeth. That was the song from Knock Knock? Knock Knock's another song. I don't know. Great album.
Yeah, go check out DJ Cozy. That's good stuff too. There's a third rec for you.
Well, it's been fun.
It's been fun.
This was another episode of The Q. Bonus Jonas.
Hope
you all enjoyed. Let us know what you thought of the Grammys.
Yeah, did you agree or disagree with any of the victors for any
or
of
the losers?
Yeah, did you appreciate anybody winning? Were you surprised?
Are you mad at me for hating on Cowboy Carter?
Yeah. Were you angry by any of the results or happy by any of the results? Go ahead and send a little comment down below. Let us know your thoughts.
Did you like Chaparron?
Yeah. What did you think of any of the performances? Share your thoughts. Are there some things that you guys noticed that we didn't as well, or that we didn't bring up? Let us know. And I would love to see a little tidbit of like, imagine like Easter eggs of the Grammys. What did you notice?
You have to do this step. You have to turn on the power. You have to to get the buttons.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
And thanks. We'll see you next time. Back to our bi-weekly releases.
Peace.
That's what's next.